exploring. And then let the shoulder blades come forward. And again, opening through the shoulders. Now let that come right across the body. And then right to the other side, come on back. Roll the shoulder back, rather. Get that roll. Now you can take both arms forward. Just interlace the hands under. Bend the knees and reach the hips back as extend the wrists forward. Now you can draw the arms right over to the side. Keep the hips sitting back in a chair, a little high. And then breathe into the middle, exhale to the other side. Good, one more time. Breathing in, come on over, get a good reach, get the elbows forward. And then breathing in again and exhale over to the side. Now you can come back to your center, lower down into a wide forward fold so the feet stay hip width apart. And feel free to, of course, bend the knees, taking the hands in front of the feet instead of beside. That'll be a little softer. Now you can take the legs back and come into a gentle downward dog with the knees bent. Get a lift from the hips and take 2 more breaths as you keep the bum bones lifting and the knees bending in softly. And 1 more breath. Good. Now let the heels fall, pressing down. Pull the bum bones back as you lengthen through the spine. Get that rise. Good. And now bending the knees, lower down and take the left arm across, right off the mat. Point the toes, reaching, and then exhale and child's pose back. Release the forehead. Keep that palm reaching out. Keep the breathing constant. And then you can breathe in, come on back up. Take that left hand down, breathe in, and then take that right hand off the mat, exhale and release. Good. 1 more full breath. Good. And then now, taking the hands right underneath the shoulders, tuck the toes under, take an inhale, arc the back, lift the eyes. And then exhale and rise into downward dog. This time, see if you can let the heels come down lower. Pull up from the core as you keep the bum bones lifting. Now just turn the head gently from side to side. Still let the head fall so the gaze is straight back. Good. Now once again, come up onto the tip toes. Bend the knees in and tip the bum bones up high. Lengthening more into the low back and hips. Good. 1 more breath. Right on the balls of the feet, heels high. And then press the heels down. Bend the knees. And now take the palms way forward for your child's pose. Point the toes, exhale, and release the forehead back. Keep the palms pressing into the floor. Breathe in and out through the nose. Slide the shoulder blades down. Good. And 1 more breath. Okay, excellent. Now taking the hands right again underneath the shoulders. Tuck the toes under again. Inhale, lift the eyes, arc the back, exhale, rise into downward dog. Good. Again, bend the knees and tip the bum bones up. And now we're going to step this forward in between the hands. Take an in-breath, stepping forward. And then come halfway up, flat back as you reach. Exhale, fold forward. And then inhale, scoop the arms up, draw the palms together. And then exhale the hands to center. And we'll come into the first salutation. Breathe in, gaze up. Exhale, fold forward, forward bend. Breathe in, come halfway up, just touch. Exhale, fold forward. Planting the hands, jump or step the legs back. Rotating to the left or side plank. Take an in-breath, draw that arm up. And then extend the arm out in line with the ear. Breathing in, rotate around, turn to the other side, take an in-breath, opening the chest. Draw that shoulder blade back, beautiful reach. And then you can windmill that arm around, come on back. Good, now take the knees wide and then press the toes together. Exhale and child's pose back. Draw the tailbone back far. Good, 2 more breaths. Okay, good. Now press into the elbows, lift the chin, gazing up. And if it's okay on the knees, do a little shift from side to side. And if it's too much on the knees, you can do this. You can have the knees just under the hips and do your hip shift from side to side, just lifting. So you can come nicely into the low back and keep the bum bones pulling back in both positions. 2 more breaths. Good, 1 more breath. Okay, fantastic. Now you can come back up. Take the hands under the shoulders. Draw the knees in. And now take the left leg straight out and the right arm as far out as you can. Press that left foot back and keep that right arm reaching out. And now you're going to take that left leg out to the side and come on right down onto the elbows. And you can let your weight just drop. Now do a press back of the buttocks. So you're going to pull that child's pose like, but let yourself come forward and back. It's a nice controlled movement. On the exhale is the back, is the pulling back. Do this just in your own time. If you find a good tight spot, stay there. And 2 more breaths. Excellent. Okay, good. Now draw right back up onto the hands, and then draw that leg back in. Reach the right leg out, press out through the heel, extend the left arm way out, and then push the heel back, lengthening that arm out. Pull up from the core, and then breathing in, take that left hand under, take the right leg out to the side, lower down to the elbows, and then do your shift back and forth. Keep that right foot planted as you pull the bum bones back, as you exhale with the core. Good, and pulling back, really good. Feel the core pulling up as you get back there. Foot is pressing. Good, 2 more breaths. Okay, now come on back up, pressing into the hands, lifting. Take that right leg back. And now once again, take the left leg out. This time come across and gaze over to the right. So this is a wonderful way to do the downward dog instead of downward dog to get more stretching through the side hip. And then you're going to breathe in, come on back up. Extend that right leg out and across, looking towards the heel. Press the heel out. Keep the core lifting. Excellent. And then you can come back. Have the knees hip width apart. Come on into hip circles, coming around. Keeping the core strong. Let the weight travel through the palms. And then the other direction, coming around. Breathing a little fuller. Okay, excellent. Now back to your center. Tuck the toes under for downward dog. Take an inhale, lift the eyes, and then exhale and you rise into downward dog. Feel that length through the spine. Keep the bum bones tipping up as you lengthen. The head dangles. And then just turn the head from side to side, looking in each direction and then straight back. Keeping the bum bones pulling up. Stay with your constant in and out breath. Okay, excellent. And now just release the head to the center. Now gazing up, come up onto the tiptoes, step the feet forward in between the hands, come on halfway up and lift. Exhale, fold forward, stay forward. Now take your hands in front as we begin. You can bend your knees here, walk the feet just hip width apart, bend the knees and then hug onto the backs of the calves. Let the head fall, press the thighs into the chest and the belly, and keep wrapping around. Now with your breathing and with your shift towards the balls of the feet, see if you can lift the bum bones higher. Get lengthening through the backs of the legs as you lift. Good, and breath. Breath. Okay, lovely. And now let's take the hands down in front and we're going to step the left leg back. Both hands staying in front so you're coming into a high lunge. Get that back left heel pressing. And now press down onto the knee, taking the hands to the right knee. Lift from the rib cage, open from the chest. Extend the arms up. Get the tailbone just tipped under slightly. And pull the shoulder blades down as you lift from the ribs, knitting them up and in. And now you can turn to your right. Keep that left hand on the knee as you open the chest, as you draw that shoulder blade back. Lift from the ribs. And then we're going to come back to your center. Both hands on the inside. And then straightening the back leg, or rather coming on the top of the toe. And then you're going to lean forward and stretch in through that quad. Keep the top of the foot pressing down. That way you can get a really good pull down of the hip flexor area. And lift from the ribs a little more. Pull up the skin and the abdomen. So you pull up, pull up. Good. Now we'll take the right hand on the outside. Lift the back leg. Take the left hand wider. And then step that right leg back. Left leg forward. Take both hands in front. Come into your lunge lift, gazing ahead. Get a really nice rise of the ribs. Press that back heel back, opening through that quad. Get the heel reaching. Excellent. And now draw down onto the knee. Lift the body, taking the hands to the knee. Lift from the rib cage as the tailbone tucks under. Extend through the arms, tucking that tailbone. Lift from the rib cage. Lengthen and feel yourself zipper up right from the core. Breath. And then you can take that hand around. Turn to the left as you gaze back. Good. Keep that front left knee directed forward. Good. Join a right angle on that front left knee. Keep the lift from the rib cage. And then you can take both hands down on the inside. Point the back toe. Pull up from there. So you're pulling up right from the hip flexor. Get that lift of the rib cage. Back foot pressing down. Keep this left knee tucked into the torso. And breath. Great. And now you can take that left hand around. Back toes lift the under and then lift from the rib cage. You're going to straighten the front leg. Take both hands on either side of that leg. And stay up. This is a little different. Stay up on the toes of that back foot. You're lifting from the rib cage there. Now extend out over the inside of this leg as much as you can. And pull up from the left thigh. And breathing. Keep that left thigh actively pulling into the socket. Good. Now we're going to turn this exactly around. So turn to your right. Come all the way around. Up on the back toes. Hands on the inside of that right foot. Pull up from the right thigh as you press down into the foot. Extend over the leg. Keep the inner thigh strong by pulling up into the socket on that right leg. Keep the breathing steady. Okay, good. Now we're going to turn all the way back to the front, coming around. And now we'll step that left leg back, coming into a high downward dog. Walk your feet in about a foot. Pull the bum bones back. Pull up from the core as you lengthen. And one more breath. Good. And now gazing up, come up onto the tiptoes. Step the feet forward in between the hands. Come on, halfway up and lift. Exhale, fold forward. Now breathing in, scoop the arms up, pressing the palms together, lifting from the ribs. And then you can exhale the arms to center. Okay, we'll go into our first salutation. Take a breath in, gazing up. Exhale, fold forward, forward bend. Breathe in, come halfway up, touch. Exhale, fold forward. Plant the hands, step or drop the legs back. Rotate to the left, coming into the side plank, opening the chest, and then taking the arm in line with the ear. Then windmill that arm around. Coming to the other side, take an in-breath, lift the rib cage, extend, lengthen, and then windmill that arm around. Come on back. And now reach out through the heels and stay in the strength of the plank. Keep the heels reaching back. Keep the rib cage pulling up. Just go into a little giggle, a little. Perfect. Keep the heels back. Now just see if you can stretch them even further back. I'm kind of a big fan of this movement because I work with so many people that have, fascia problems in their feet, and it's so painful in their ankles. So it's really good to stretch the ankles and keep the feet active. So here's the other thing you do. You point the toe, and then you just press on the top of that toe. Now push forward with the base of your toes. So if you can see, I'm doing a little pumping action. And then I get low core in your foot. And then you change, and then you point that foot. As I visited my mom yesterday, she had to be in bed for a couple months a lot. And she said, my heel really hurts. And I said, yeah, that makes sense. She said, see, when I'm lying in bed. So when there's not that activation of the Achilles, which is such a thick area, as I'm sure you know, attaching to the heel, it can get really tight and sore. So then point the toes again. Now bend the knees as a reward. Take the palms forward. Exhale back, release the forehead to the floor. Keep the palms reaching out there. On the exhale, the core really pulls in. Take one more breath. Excellent. And now you can take the hands right underneath the shoulders. And today, we're going to do a little bit different. I want you to take the left hand just under the nose. Take the right arm up. Do a gentle twist, please, not too strong yet. And then take that right arm under. Get onto the right cheek. And then take the left arm up, opening right through the underarm. Beautiful. Get that arm reaching back. Let all of your weight release into the floor to get that nice opening. And then breathing in, take that arm down. And now switching sides, taking that left arm across. Breathing the right arm up, opening through the chest. So I'm reversing the order on this side. Keeping that shoulder blade coming back as you lift from the rib cage. Good, here we go, press back down. Excellent. So now take that left arm up, so you're opening through the side body, lift from the ribs, and then taking that arm down. Okay, we're going to take the palms forward. Push so that your shoulders are right underneath, your hands are under your shoulders, so you can push the pubic bone forward. Now pressing the elbows into the side of the body, press into the palms, press the tops of the feet down, and take 2 breaths as you lift from the rib cage and send the rib cage forward as the shoulder blades come down. Press the tops of the feet down. Okay, good. And now taking the hands just under the ribs, breathe in, exhale, child's pose for a single breath back, exhale. And then come on back up, taking the hands under the shoulders, tuck the tailbone under. And then breathe in, lift, exhale, rise, and send the bum bones to the ceiling as you lengthen through the spine. Keep the Knees bent if you need to get a little bit deeper into the hips. That will really help to open up right where the hamstring attaches, right in the bum. And tip the bum bones high if you do. Get that length. Otherwise, if you're going for the straight knee, that will work more Julian right through the backs of the hamstrings where they attach to the knees, backs and knees, and that's a good insertion point to get really lengthened. Okay, now for the hamstrings, we're going to step the hands wider, so please come to the outside edges of the mat, and then we're going to step the right leg forward. Now come on down onto that back left knee once again. Straighten the front leg once again, and then reach out over that leg. With the hands on either side, you've got the balance, and you're pulling yourself over the leg. Point the toes, extend over that leg, pray, keep pulling up from the core, reaching, so my gaze is to the big toe. That helps to direct the upper back. Okay, good. Now we're going to take the left hand on the outside, and what I'm doing is I'm just turning the fingers out this way, and take the hand a little bit further forward. Come up on the toes, and I want you to just stretch right in through the, it's kind of a different stretch. I'll best show you on this side. So you're going to take the heel up, this hand is forward, this hand is turned out, and you're going to have a very strong bend in the knee. And yeah, it's kind of it's a good stretch right into the hip. And you're pulling this hip right into the socket as the toes pull back and stretching through the heel. The left palm is forward. And basically you're really folded. So your gut is folded strongly right in the low belly. Now keep reaching out. Now see if you can lower, 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 lower. So I wonder if you're feeling this mainly in through the hip and in through the top of the hamstring. And there too, yeah. Okay, Sabine, if you can bend the knees, I've actually got my leg bent with the knee up. So I've pulled my heel from here into here, and now I'm pulling into the hip socket and extending over. It's a totally different stretch I'm teaching, yeah. Okay, you guys, now one more time, take the leg out and reach out through the heel, hand on this other side, hand on either side. Extend out over the leg, pull the toes back. Whew. Pull the baby toe side back. Reach and extend. You're allowed to bob to the music if you want to. It's okay. They've proven that a little bit of bounce is really good. Okay, now come back up ever so gently. Take that left leg back. Take both hands over to the left. Take the right leg forward. Right hand on the outside. Good, the toes are pulling back, so we extend in a straight leg first. Now you are on the inside of the leg, not over the leg, because that will cause you to turn. You pull the baby toe side back, extend over that leg, pulling up from the thigh. Keep your breathing. Okay, now we bend. We have this, we have this right hand turned out for balance, and you pull the heel halfway in. You bend the knee, take this arm forward. I'm getting as far forward as I can reach, and then I'm bending this knee in and pulling up through the hip. And you have that foot a little bit on the outside. I am going to rotate to demonstrate. You do have that heel a little bit on the outside. So it can't be right in front, or it'll press into your body. And you keep that knee bending into the torso. So the knee is even with the outside of the ribs. Really pull the toes back. Really pull up through the bum mosquitoes, I think. And just when you thought you were in enough pain, then keep pulling the toes back. Pull into the hip. Breath. Breath. Okay, now we take the right hand on the outside. Once again, pull over the leg inside. Leg straightens. Pulling the toes back. Reach out through that heel. Breathing steadily. Excellent. Extend, extend. Okay, good. Now we're going to bring the left hand on the inside. Take that right leg around and back. Tuck the toes under. Take an inhale, lift the eyes, arc the back. Exhale, rise into downward dog. And then step the feet forward to the hands. Come on, halfway up on your inhale. And then exhale, fold forward. Inhale, scoop the arms up. Draw the palms together. And then just exhale the hands to center. Okay, great. Now, let's start back at the front of the mat to orient. Let's take the forward bend into the side. So I want you to have your knees bent and do press the knees together. Take right elbow across. Take the hands together, do your rotation, turning and gaze into the side, sitting back. Keep the arm pressing strongly into the leg. Now in balance, you find your stillpoint. Two more breaths. Keep the core strong, the hips sitting back. Breath. Excellent. We're going to come to the knees with the hands. Keep the hips sitting back. Now push up. Lift. Draw the arms up. Open through the chest. And now we'll exhale and use the arm to coax the elbow across onto the outside of the knee. Get that pressure, hand to hand. And now gaze into the side as the rain starts. Stay with your breathing. Keep the pressure of the elbow into the thigh. The leg is very, the knees are pressing together rather, and the weight travels through the feet into the floor. Breathing steadily. Two more. Keep the core strong as you press the hips back. Good. One more breath. Good. Here's our in-breath. Lift the eyes, lift the arms, coming all the way back up. Exhale the hands to the behind. Now we're going to take the left leg back. Get your legs wide and leg length and a half apart. And then lifting from the rib cage, open the chest. And now you can extend out over that right knee. Send the wrists high and send them over towards the head side of the body. Back leg, reaching heel back. Good. Inhale, lift. Open the chest. Come on all the way back up. And now you can take that left hand down. Turn to the right. The back leg is strong. The shoulder blade is back. Keep that front right knee directed forward. And now we take that arm down. We're going to change legs down here. Take the right leg back. Left leg forward. Good. And now we'll take both hands, lift the body, eyes rather. Take both hands to that left knee. Lift the rib cage, opening the chest. Taking the arms behind. Lift, draw the eyes up. Exhale. Extend out over that left leg. Keeping the wrists reaching and wiping out. Keep that extension of the wrists out. Keep the back leg strong. Reaching. Breath. Breath. One more breath. Good. Now inhale all the way up, lift the eyes. Draw the wrist back. And then you can take that right arm down, turn to the left, keep the chin in as that back leg activates and reaches back. Push into the floor for your rotation. Great, and then you can take that hand down. Now come on down onto the knee, and then point the toes of that back foot. Walk your left foot across. Come on onto the other side to prepare for pigeon. We'll take the right hand over. Lower yourself down onto that left hip. Facing the front, press that back foot down so you're pressing right through the tops of the toes. And lift from the rib cage. I've got this left hand turned out. pressing up so you can pull up right from the pubic bone and extend all the way to the top of the head. Good. That's it. Feel a wonderful rise. Okay, and now turn, push into your front right hand and turn and look towards the left. And a little high with the eyes so you can really pull up right from the torso. Keep that rise. Pressing the back foot down, and my hips are tight so I'm quite over to the left side. Try to pull that left hip back and try to stay a little bit onto that right hip as well. And then you can gaze back to the front. Okay, now here we come onto the back knee and you turn the toes out and you walk your hand in so it's just under the knee. Take this hand even on the other side and then pull your left hip back. So pull the toes back, you're on the outside blade of the foot and you're pulling that left hip back, opening through the left side. Good, and that left hip is dropping to the outside as opposed to being towards the front. And you keep pulling back. Good, and then from there you change legs. Take the left leg back. Take both hands forward onto the left side. Step that right foot forward. Now take the right hand on the outside, walk the right foot across. Draw down to the knee. The back toes are pointing. You're turning to the right. Take that left hand forward and right hand on the outside. Push up. This time straight up before we do much of a turn. So keep pulling up from the torso. Keep the lift of the ribs. And then you can gaze back and keep pressing the back toes down as you do. Breath. Nice and turned as you rotate. And then you can turn and come on all the way back to the front. Come up onto the back knee, pull the toes back, come on the outside of that right foot. Take the right hand under the right knee, beside it rather, and then the left hand on the other side. Drop that right knee out and reach forward with the body. Keep the right hip falling to the outside and keep the core strong. Breathing. Excellent. Excellent. Sabine, if you could you pull the toes back a little bit? Yeah, that would be the outside edge. Good. And I'll get, do you feel that deeper in the hip? Yeah. Okay, and now from here, just drawing that leg back. Good, we'll come right into either kneeling position or you can bring your legs straight in front, just go for your best position. We'll come right into breath of joy. So taking the arms to the outside, 27 pumps, breathing in. Good, 28. I gotta keep up with you guys. You've gotten faster. I think I've gotten slower since there's no one here. Yeah, that's good. So we'll take one more regular breath. Open through the chest and breathing in. Take 3 regular breaths, stay nice and tall. Good, shoulders are back. Feel the chin in slightly. I gotta tell you, I'm loving this COVID thing for very few trains and less airplanes and a few more helicopters, but definitely a lot. It's just so quiet with so little trains. Yeah, it's been glorious. And here we go. Good, now take the arms to the outside, take the hands behind, and either have the hands on the outsides of the elbows, or if you can come into your prayer position, come into that, press the arms into the back, take an inhale, lift the eyes, and then tuck the chin, and taking 3 deep breaths. Good. And then let the arms drop. Now just let the ear come down to one side. We're going to do one more round of breath of joy. And I want you to feel the difference. I think you will. Okay, great. And now just shoulder circles. Good, we're taking them back. And now we'll come into one more round of breath of joy. Here we go. Excellent, okay. So that was a great way to open the shoulders a bit more, chest, pectorals. Now, the next position, we're going to take the legs straight in front if they aren't already. And come on right to the fronts of the bum bones. So pull the butt cheeks back so you can get and feel your bum bones. And then pull the toes back. Lift from the rib cage coming up. Now turn to your right. Stay at the front of the bum as you pull the baby toe sides back. Breath. And then here we go. Breathe in, lift. And exhale, left. Keep that lift of the low back. The palms turn out. Keep the shoulder blades down as you get your lift. Okay, very good. Now we're going to take the legs wide, and I'll show you from this angle. We're going to, so your heels will come off the floor, and then you're going to take the arms up, lift the eyes, come across, taking this arm over and saw out as far as you can. So reach out with that palm, pulses off of the side of the low back, and then stay to that side. Take this arm down, lift, and grow right out from the side waist. Keep the toes pulling back as you get the heels out. Now, technically, you're supposed to have the heels, the knees to the ceiling and reach the heels out. But often when the quads are tight, you know, they'll pull in. So technically, if you can have your feet up, and it's always great to pull the toes back, you could do that too. And you might get a little less distance, but you get more of that hip drawn down, and you get that lift from here. Okay, do some pulses out right from the side of the waist. So we're toning that area if you can get a good reach. Lengthening, and one more breath. And then you can come back up. Okay, great. And now come on over to the side. We take the arm behind, reaching over with this arm. Come up from the low back, so try not to be low, get a high trajectory, reaching, coming out as far as you can. Lift, lift, lift. You're pinned in this hip. And now we take this arm down, lengthen, come out from the side of the waist. The other key is, can you keep this hip down? So try not to rotate, but to keep the hip down and then lengthen. Beautiful. Keeping the arm in line with the ear as you get the wonderful reach. Breath, breath, pulsing, breath, breath. Couple more. Keep that reach, make sure the neck is good. Breath, excellent. And then come back to your center. Now we'll take the hands and lower out as much as you can. Keep the toes coming back. Now, if it seems crazy hard, it really is. This is such a thick area, and you never stretch it, ever, ever, ever. So unless you isolate, you really will feel how these areas, which are flat pieces of paper holding 5 on top of each other, never go like this. So one thing you can do to get the knee to come out is, I got carried away there, I actually just wanted this, is pull the toes back. That pulls the kneecap in the right position in order to get a deeper stretch. And this is very important for the knees. Yeah. Yeah, good. Okay, and then come on all the way back up. One more time, come over to the side, lengthen from the waist, get a beautiful reach, extend, and then you can come on all the way back up. Lift, extend, lengthen, and then you can come on all the way back up. Now take the soles of the feet together. And we're going to have just the heels. And then you take the hands under and you hold on. And then you pull the body forward. And you're lengthening over the legs. Now I'm using my hands to pull. And I'm bending the elbows in. And that gets you that reach forward right from the low back. Breath, sacral area, good stretch. Good, stay with that breathing. Excellent. And then on your next inhale, draw the knees together. Lift the heels so they pull in close to the body, and then pull up from the toes. Now take the hands just in front, point the toes, lift from the rib cage, draw the chin back, draw the heels up off the floor. Remove the hands if you can, and keep the lift from the rib cage. Keep the chin back, keep the shoulders back, lengthen. Good, kiss the knees together. So you're keeping the back hips more open. Stay with the breathing, 2 more. And again, lift from the low back. Get the low back muscles rising and lift. Good. Now just come down, hug over, one hand over the other, and then let your chin tuck in between. So I'm letting the knees play a part of it to get the chin in there because it'll reach. And you're rounding, super nice cat round. And if you don't feel much of a stretch, get the elbows around more. Get them snuggling into your shins more. Good. And then you can come on back up. Good, hold on to the shins. Lift from the rib cage. Pull yourself to the front of the bum bones. I know the balance can be tricky. There's also this way, which is kind of more of a fitness thing, where you're doing a V-sit and you can pull up like this. You can pull like this. So you're welcome to come into this position. What I love about Little Goat is it causes you to get these bottom spine muscles. Yeah. And you also, of course, work on concentration. It's hard to think about anything else. And you keep the chin back. Your breathing is steady. Breath, 3 more breaths. Keep the shoulders back. Do check the chin doesn't come forward. Stay at the front of the bum. Breathing. 1 more breath. Okay, good. Now we're going to roll this back, and we're going to roll a few times. Now, if you can hold on to your shins, that's really great. If you need to hold on, you can do that. And back, and lift, and back, and lift. I hope you got some nice crunches there. And then roll all the way back. And now take the left leg down. Take the right heel to the ceiling. Pull that leg in. Lift the upper body and contract in through the core. Now reach the left heel out. Pull the leg down towards you. And keep the left leg after that. Pull that left core down. You can even take your left hand to just check that you've got maximum flatness, not because you need to be flat, but because you've got that extension here of the quad. And lift as high as you can. Now come down and then go side to side, pulling the leg in as much as you can. And you're only going 1.5 feet across. More for the top of the hamstring, pulling the foot towards you. Breath. Excellent. Now, take the heel to the ceiling and then pull the arms to the outside, let them drop, press the palms down in a T, and then take that leg all the way over to the right. Reach the heel, gaze to the right. Keep that heel reaching out. Breath. Breath. Excellent. 1 more breath. Good. Now you're going to bend that knee. Hold on to the outside of the knee. Pull up a little further if you can. Turn the right palm up to the ceiling, gazing to the right. The right shoulder blade is back as you stay with the breath. And then on your next in-breath, breathe in. Hug that knee in, just 1 breath. And exhale, release the leg. Take a moment to lie there and check in and feel the difference in the 2 sides. Here we go. Now we'll take the left leg up, reach through that left heel, grabbing on, pull in, keep the right heel reaching out, lift the upper body towards the leg, keep that right leg active, keep the core strong as you get that wonderful reach, breath. Keep the lift. A little higher if you can. So good for the low back too, if you can really contract the core. Then let the upper body down. Keep the foot towards you and do your foot and a half across. Really good to get into the different parts of this largest bone of your body. You're going into the hip socket at the top. Think of this as kind of like if you've got like a bowl of oatmeal and you're putting your spoon through it, you're getting into different parts of the biggest ligament in your body, allowing it to stir in a little further. Okay, good. And now you're going to take that leg all the way over to the right, left arm out to the side, gaze to the left, opening through the side body. Stay with your breathing. Keep that heel reaching out. Excellent. And then you can bend that knee in. Take the right hand to the top of that left knee. Gazing to your left. Wonderful. Excellent. One more deep breath. And then you can draw that leg back up. Good. Now both heels to the ceiling. Here we go into the modified plow. You keep your bum on the floor and you pull the heels towards you, grabbing onto the low legs or the feet, and pull the feet over as much as you can. So you're like a supine, upside down, forward bend. But you get to pull the legs to you to stretch the low back. Get the toes pulling back. Breath. Excellent. And then you can bend the knees. Straighten the legs. We'll come right into fish pose. So taking the feet out, take the hands right underneath, remembering one thumb is on top of the other. Pressing the palms down, point the toes, breathing in, all the way traveling through the backs of the arms. Keep the legs actively pointing and pulling down. Good. Now stay until you feel very fluid with the breath. You might stay a few extra breaths today. We're going to go for 7 breaths in and out. There's really very little weight on the head. It's really more like a tripod leg that's barely got weight on it. It's just orienting the position of your spine, giving it a middle place. And now all the weight is on the elbows. You gently breathe in. Draw the chin in. Release the hands from underneath. And then take the hands to the ceiling and interlace the fingers. Take an inhale and draw the wrists to the ceiling. Breathe into the upper back. And then exhale to the left. And just imagine you're trying to pull your arm off in a gentle yoga kind of way. Just right over as far as you can. And then breathe in, come on over. Draw that arm across. Excellent. And then you can let your arms rest to the side. Now bend the knees. Pull the knees in wide. Grab onto the low legs by lifting the torso and move towards your feet. Grab the feet, lying pigeon, and tuck the chin. You press the knees wide, and as the chin tucks, you get a wonderful compression of your low back. Maybe you can even pull the knees in a little further. This is more now just for the outside sacrum. And this would probably be very good for anybody for tight outside low back. Really helps to isolate that area. And then you're going to take the heels up and lie the body back into a beautiful stretch in the low back. The knees are bending to the outside in your happy baby. And the knees, the elbows bend as much as you can get to pull the knees down to the outside. Great. Excellent. And then let the heels drop to the floor and let your body go. I'm just going to speak a bit while you guys relax. So I was mentioning, I spent the day yesterday with my mom, and it was really wonderful to see her. And in the drive up to Barrie, I enjoyed one of the best speeches, I'll call it, I've heard in ages. And it's by Michael Meade, and he has a D-E at the end. And I don't know if you've ever had a chance to listen to him, but he speaks in this talk about genius. And he talks about uncovering our genius, and that was the original purpose of education. It was actually to hone what was in there and to help us identify it and fan it. And his compiling of poetry, a bit of research, is inspiring, as well as myth. He loves myth, which he calls, what's he called, the vitamin for the soul. And so if you would like to listen to that, I can happily send you the link. But the other thing is, you can find it very easily also on YouTube. And that is to just go under Michael Meade Genius, and it'll come up. But I enjoyed it immensely. He's a fantastic storyteller, and really helps to bring you into what it feels like to be your fullest self. And then, of course, to affect those around you. And he just talks about how at this time in the world, and the speech was definitely recorded around the time of the Boston Marathon bombings. And he's really talking about how to meet chaos. So I thought you might really enjoy this one at this time, as we reorder an inner sense of centeredness that is separate from the world in a way, in the world, and also keeping the peace inside wherever we go, so we can help ourselves, our ability to feel alive, and keep our sense of humor, and keep our immune system strong. So take a couple more minutes to lie and release into the floor. Notice if there's any area softer now that feels like it's letting go more. Feeling the weight of your body on your mat. Feel now as if it can sink further through the mat, through the floor, down, 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 and connecting to the earth. Remembering the term Shavasana, corpse pose, is about dying the physical body, the ego, the brain, back to the earth to be restored, regenerated, and to come back connected to nature. in our own true nature. Take another minute to breathe and release. And now, very gently, on your next in-breath, take a deeper breath. Good, and again. And as you continue to lie for a couple more minutes, feel inside a stillness that is free of any movement of the mind, any movement of a thought. Just a sense of complete softness in the mind. Lovely. And then on your next in-breath, bend your knees and bring the heels close to the body, pretty close. And do a little press of the low back down into the floor, pressing the feet down, flatten the back, and then relax. Now you can bend the knees into the body, hug them in, do a little rock side to side. And then you can gently roll over to your right side and we'll draw right up to seated position. Wonderful. And we'll just take a moment to sit and feel our bodies upright again. Remembering that soft, still place inside. And then we'll bring our hands together and bow in namaste. Namaste. Lovely. Have a great day, you guys. And I will see you tomorrow morning. And enjoy this fresher weather. And Julian, how do your hamstrings feel?
They are